The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
Guys, welcome to the Comedy Store podcast.
Who are you welcoming?
I'm welcoming Don Barris and Mary Jane. It's my co-host, Earl Skakel.
Wait a minute. How do you get to status of co-host?
Shit. Do you want to be the co-host?
No, not now. Not after you gave it to Earl.
This is very important, but I figured Earl could be the co-host, and then you two are here to deliver the news that we got this week.
Okay, let me turn it over to Mary Jane.
Welcome to the Comedy Store podcast, everyone.
Who's the real person that found
This is a very special episode.
Why?
Because we lost
the announcement.
a dear friend, and Mary Jane's going to
Wasn't a dear friend. Everyone hated the guy.
Hold on a second. That's
Are we allowed to use the N-word?
Yes.
In my car, you can.
That is a Nazi. He comes from a long line of rapists and
I'm
murderers.
Jewish.
whoa.
How can I be a Nazi?
He's a Nazi. Earl's a Nazi.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
come on, this happened.
He comes from a long line of rapists and
Is that
murderers.
true?
I'm not related to anyone here at the Comedy Store.
By the way,
Did your aunt not bang someone that banged Marilyn Monroe and murdered her with his brother?
What are we doing? My family's Wikipedia page?
Yeah. Does that make him a Nazi, or does that make him an American
hey,
hero?
listen, we're
I'm just
not
asking a
here to
question.
talk about the Kennedy family.
You're right.
We're
We got
here-
off track.
All right.
Well, I must say,
On
the
Wednesday,
topic tonight
January-
loved that I used to give Earl the 12-minute intro exposing the world to all the demons in his past to get the truth out there.
Well, let's
But
tell
her-
people what happened, though.
Her intros were longer than my actual sets up there. This is late night on Mondays. I'm like, I got 7 minutes. She's doing a 12-minute intro.
For the last 3
Earl,
weeks,
be cool.
sorry.
I have been absolutely devastated. If you guys didn't know, for 20 years almost, coming up April 14th, I
There's an
have...
actual date?
Yes.
Wow.
I have introduced Robert William Abrevaya.
Aw.
And for the last 3 weeks, he has been missing.
Okay.
Now
Today.
he's dead. He's
Wait a
dead.
minute.
I don't think
we
anyone
should-
was missing him, to be honest.
Wait, today.
I don't
Is
think
the-
we should giggle when we say
For,
Maybe
I'm not giggling.
for the first time ever today, earlier today,
Okay.
I was supposed to have him in my car driving from Southeast LA to Beverly Hills for a doctor's appointment.
Hope the windows were down.
He refused to go to the emergency room 3 weeks ago. I was supposed to today. I found out this past Tuesday because he was not returning my calls.
And he's dead. Now he's dead.
I hope the first stop was to a dentist.
Yeah. Hi-oh. What would he do at a dentist? They'd be like,
Okay, Mary Jane,
All right,
take it.
here's
we're just
your
going
one
to squeeze
tooth.
these out.
If you didn't know this, Robert William Aprevaya's
Is
office, where he smoked his weed and made his
Hold on a
videos
second.
for his YouTube channel,
He
was in the
smoked weed?
backyard.
He had an office?
In his backyard.
He had an orifice.
At his uncle's house.
He had maybe a seat underneath a
My
tree that
Abrevaya
blocked
hat
the
keeps
shade.
falling off. I got to fix it.
Mine's
Oh, I know
perfect.
you're not doing it professionally. I should show you when I was him for Halloween. If
Mary
we go
Jane,
back.
make the announcement. Two
She
weeks
said-
ago yesterday.
Okay.
On
January.
On January 25th, his uncle went into the backyard and found him facing up, looking at the sky with a smile on his face, unresponsive and dead.
Smile on his face? Just, and his eyes open? Like when you say looking up at the sky, like he was like,
I wasn't there. I'm sorry.
oh, but you got the news from
That's
the uncle.
what I found out.
Is the whole family mentally ill or just?
No.
Oh, whoa.
I'm not mentally ill. He's very protective.
Why are you speaking
This
so ill of
plastic-
the dead,
I
man?
know.
You should
I
know,
love Robert. I've seen his penis.
did
Oh
not
my God.
believe there was anything wrong with him. People
Okay.
had been encouraging him to
Brush his
seek
teeth.
help for many years, and he was not close to a lot of his family and school friends because of what they call the demons.
Okay. So
Okay.
Is
All
that
right,
what the
can
plastic
I say
hats were
this?
for? Okay.
The very first time, my name is Don Barris. Thanks for
Don Barris.
introducing me.
I did introduce you. I said Don Barris and Mary Jane.
This is kind of an important story.
Earl is my co-host.
Very first time I walked in the Comedy Store,
Ever.
ever. No audience
What
members.
year?
1986.
Okay.
Prime Tropicana year.
No, I was
Not
hadn't
yet.
gotten to the Tropicana yet. But on stage was one Robert William Abrevaya, and in the audience were two people.
Okay.
One was Sam Kinison, one was Carl LeBeouf, and they were throwing chairs at him.
No.
So me and O'Neill weren't so bad.
Well,
No.
and what was the funnest thing, the most exciting part of that? What would happen when danger would come
He
close?
said good
He
night.
would walk to the side, and depending upon how many entities of the opposing viewpoints of his, one was one person, two, greater than two was a
It
finger,
was a point?
was a finger wiggling under his nose, and that was to show other people.
So did he just call everyone Nazi?
Well, I
Yeah.
will lay it out. The Kennison's group was the Nazi voodoo conspiracy. Then when Lemon Jello took over for the Tonight Show, it turned into the Lemon Jello.
Lemon Jello is
Nazi-
Jay Leno.
Jay
Yes.
Leno, and the
Yes.
reason he felt that he was going to take over as the host of the Tonight Show when Johnny Carson
Because
retired.
he sat through over 200 tapings of the Johnny Carson show, and Johnny Carson referred to him as Dr. Leopold Fechner, inventor of the saliva bomb.
And my
Really?
reason, they actually mentioned it one night. He was talking about.
It was
he
on
knew
an episode with Betty White. He told me when
And-
she died.
what happened was this.
When did he stop showering?
He came. I don't know. But here's the
Or
thing.
wearing anything other than green.
Yeah, that's why we
Probably
have green
when he
on. This
stopped
isn't for
being
the
a
Eagles.
basketball champion.
Earl, come on.
Sorry, I didn't know this was like a full-born tribute. Like,
What a dick,
I
man.
thought.
What a dick.
Listen, when we wouldn't heckle him and me and O'Neill wouldn't throw laminated menus at him, he was thrown off. He wanted.
Is this allegedly or?
No, we did it.
Oh, got it.
I hit him in the balls one night with the tip of the menu. Oh, he was in pain. And then me and O'Neill would go into the bathroom
That's.
and wad up all the used paper towels, and
Oh yeah.
they were like hard as softballs.
I got to tell you, I remember those days.
There was a few
And
other
I-
people that did that too.
I was always trying to help
Looking
him
at
out.
one of
I was always trying to help out as much as I could.
Help out by throwing stuff at him.
I never threw things
You
at him.
had a Rubbermaid container with like 100 lasers in it.
Oh
Not
yeah,
the light.
and you
Who
gave me
did
like
the light?
5 of them.
Who did the laser light? That really freaked Robert
Don was
out.
in charge
Everybody.
of supplies.
Everybody.
He
Okay.
had a Rubbermaid box with like 100 of them. He would pass them out to people and then retrieve them back at the end of the night. Now, I found out recently on the internet, you should buy them now on the internet because they're not regulated yet. They're actual lasers that will wound you. These were not those. These were the little innocent kitty cat laser pointers.
Yeah, but I don't think they were good
But
to
he
shine right.
thought-
Are you
inside.
really upset, Don? Because you're like playing with this bottle. I'm worried about you.
I just think to myself, boy, oh boy, Earl has been nothing but mean. It's a tribute, for God's sake.
You were the one who gave me like 5 lasers. And
Yeah,
said,
okay.
have at it.
But he comes, it's in his blood.
Well,
He
in
loved
whose
it, though.
blood?
I know he did.
Well, I
The-
don't
the-
think
the
Ebrevaya
Kennedy
had
Skakel.
blood.
Oh.
He was ripped though when he had his
Oh,
shirt
my
off. He
God,
had a
yeah.
great body for a guy.
Because he walked from downtown here. You get in good
Do you
shape
think
when
the
you make
plastic
that.
bags are what messed with his teeth?
Do you want to know what
How did
really?
his
Do you
teeth
know what
just
the plastic
fall out?
bags were for?
What?
They went for toothbrush.
He used the plastic bags to insulate his coat because if he wore a heavier coat, it would be that much extra weight, which would put on this many foot-pounds every
Pounds
step.
per step. He had a mathematic equation.
So that's
for
why.
pounds
Shut
per
up,
step.
really?
That's exactly why.
That's what the bags are for.
But even he covered his head? I thought it was like germs or
Cold.
something.
No.
You just heard why.
How did he have hot or cold liquid with the teeth down to basically the root?
That was only
Definitely.
recently. He had all
Recently,
his
it's like
teeth.
5 years.
Well, maybe.
I have a
mean,
terrific
how are your
picture.
teeth going to be when you're in your 70s?
My teeth
I'm
aren't
almost
good
there.
now, but yeah, but I try to at least keep up on them
I can drink cold water.
to an extent. Cold water I can
hot
drink, but
food.
my eyes water when I do it.
His teeth look like black licorice squares. Like
Yeah, and they were, and he would come up and he would get really of late. He would get really close because I
Well,
love Rob.
some of the
I feel
things
bad.
I know, and you know what? Can I
always
say
was
this?
nice to him.
I think there was 3 people that I saw through the years that Robert was in love with. One was you. One
I don't
was
know.
Anna.
Okay, and I
And
know
one
the
was-
was in
third.
love with you. I have something to say about
Anna?
that if you'd like.
I will Anna Banana.
Anna was the greatest one ever because
She was a
she would,
waitress here.
and she was pretty cute.
Gorgeous.
She would come up and sit in the front row and, "Hello, Robert," and you would see his heart
She
on.
was like Mary Jane, like just ivory skin, like porcelain
remember her.
doll skin, like you. And she would do the short platinum blonde hair.
Hello,
and Robert just would
Robert.
go crazy.
I found out Robert really liked, I think his fantasy girl is Claudia Schiffer.
Oh, okay, that
Mary
makes
Jane,
sense.
you were
That
looking
makes
through
sense.
some of his stuff on his. Guess what? It seemed like a song that he played a lot was the Macarena.
That was one of many.
Where did you find
Wait, you
his?
actually
I
touched?
have his YouTube. I've maintained his YouTube.
You actually touched stuff. Oh yeah, so you did
So
his.
if you'd like a list of what he amused himself with.
Me and Adam.
Sorry, guys. I just have a for
Yes.
for the
Oh, you got to introduce yourself. Who
this
are
is
you?
John, our producer.
John Sosis.
Oh, is he
Yeah.
the producer? He gets credit for this?
Yes.
The guy that we
Which
were
team
waiting
is
for
he on?
so long.
What did Robert call him?
nothing. That's sort of why I'm chiming in. For our new listeners, can somebody?
Okay.
What was he a comic? I only saw him walking through the parking lot. He would never acknowledge Rick Ingram. He wore his greed.
He was
wore-
very
tell
afraid
you
of Rick.
Why was he
Let
afraid
me
of
tell
Rick?
you this: a comedian.
No, hold on a second. Hold on, please.
Remember
The
that they
first time
threw him. Who
Rick
threw
used
him?
to when Rick used to come here, he was always like a big fan because he would applaud him. He'd get in the front row and applaud him. I go, yeah, and I would pick him up over my head,
And
Rick would
throw him.
throw his legs, and I'd throw him at Robert.
I will explain. On February 16th, 1977, I made my stand-up comedy debut at the Funny Farm, 8433 Sunset Boulevard, the original
Funny
room
Farm.
of the Once and Future Comedy Store.
It went for like a month or so. It became the Funny Farm.
Before
He
it was
worked there.
Zeros.
No,
And
after
he did
shows.
he put a cassette tape. He lip synced to a cassette tape of his first comedy appearance ever.
At the Funny Farm. And what year was it?
77.
So Argus was here.
He was just getting here.
You
The,
can,
Wait, but didn't
You can
this
see
open
it on
in
his
72?
YouTube.
Yeah, this opened in 72. It was called the Comedy
and then it
Store.
closed. It closed because the person that leased it opened up a room called the Funny Farm, and he threw Mitzi out. Mitzi came back with lawyers.
and it says Once and Future. It says Once and
That's-
Future Comedy Store.
Hold on. That's interesting Comedy Store history, Donnie.
Please
that
do a lot
I
of
don't-
drugs. before
How
you watch
many?
this.
How long do you think that lasted? The Funny Farm, like a month.
I think like a month or two. It was
Okay.
like the one down in
La
the La Jolla Comedy
when she
Store.
got yeah, because she
I remember
did
I was there with Robert, with Holtzman and
Schubert.
Schubert to
Yeah,
close
those were her
that out.
favorites. Yeah, you three were her three favorites to.
And it was a crazy time, and I hate to say this, and I hope it was so bizarre because we're in Mitzi's apartment or condo there.
Condo.
And she lights up a joint, starts passing around a joint. Oh, hit this.
Well, this is great. You guys should try this. And you're like,
It makes me horny, I should tell you.
Whose
That's-
pants were off quicker, Holtzman or
allegedly.
Schubert's?
Okay, we're
That's a
not.
tough
Hey,
race. That's a tough race.
It's very even race.
can I say this?
I got in trouble.
This
for
is about
heckling
Robert
at one
Abrevaya.
store.
Yes, it is about Robert Abrevaya, but I liked I didn't know that about the Funny Farm.
Yeah.
I know.
So
yeah.
and that's weird that's when he first came
He
here.
came here and he worked here.
Do you want a
Yeah.
little bit of history?
Sure.
Real quick. So Robert
why we're
was
here.
president of his high school class, and everyone
thought it
loved
was vice
watching him
president.
play president basketball, and he played basketball at Wesleyan University, and then he graduated there
And at
came
Wesleyan University, he averaged over 10 points a game.
15.9 point guards per game, Don.
So this
15.9 point guards per game.
guy was an athlete, president of his class. Then at one point, something changed.
I'm not there
him.
yet. I'm not there
I'm
yet.
assuming
Then he
these were
came-
white opponents.
He came to Los Angeles. I don't know where
I'm gonna
Wesleyan
guarantee it.
University
Wow.
is. He's from New York.
Poughkeepsie.
Maybe.
Poughkeepsie.
It's a
Panama,
word.
New York.
It starts
Everyone
with a
knows Panama,
P,
New
and it
York.
has a lot of letters that just didn't gel with
Poughkeepsie.
me.
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, I think the evil Kennedy Skakel is
Where
right.
Can I
Eleanor
just say one
Roosevelt
thing?
lived?
One thing I would
Possibly,
like
yes.
to point out, if I may, real quick before marriage. Eleanor has really bright red lipstick on. She
Oh, I
looks
do.
very pretty.
Oh, thank you. It's to look like a Christmas tree for
Jugs
Robert.
are looking nice too.
Looks
Thank
very
you,
nice.
Earl. These are nice padded bra here.
I don't care.
Clothes.
So, upon
I
graduating from
appreciate the notice. Get
Wesleyan
in there.
University,
Oh.
he came to Los Angeles for Southwestern law school. He
Okay.
did
The
graduate
airline?
law school.
Why does the producer not even look what's going on? He's so busy on his phone.
Well, I don't blame him.
Maybe
I'm
he's-
actually Googling.
Googling
I don't think
stuff.
there's anything called Wesleyan. Are you talking about Wesleyan?
Yes.
Probably.
Lesbian.
I'm not going to pronounce
It
things
is right,
properly.
yeah.
Wesleyan was in Connecticut.
Uh-oh.
Look up Southwest University.
So there's
An airline
the
school.
South whatever law here. No, it's in L.A.
I know. That's their home
South
corporate
law
office.
something here.
I trust him flying a plane.
And then
Couldn't be any worse than Holtzman fixing them.
Oh
He,
my God. I wonder I don't get on
he
Where's my wrench? Where's my fucking wrench, Lady Jane?
asshole.
then he interned at the Hill Street Courthouse,
Okay.
but he had a problem. Do
Hill
you-
Street Blues.
Great
Well,
show.
Great.
Michael Conrad.
Robert
Let's
is
keep it-
honest
keep
to
it with Robert.
a fault. And
Honest to a fault.
so to what?
You said
Fault?
he was honest to a fault?
Robert cannot lie and does not understand
So he's
even
correct
a
when he
slight.
calls them Nazis.
And he can't bathe either.
He calls
well-
everybody Nazis. And as a matter of fact, his lifetime friend, Mary Jane, found out, oh, yeah, for the last 10 years, he's been calling me a Nazi.
4 years.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, his uncle he lived with turned into a Nazi after the first year.
Everybody around him turns. So I wasn't a Nazi. I was a good
So
guy.
he lived with his uncle.
Remember when he vanished for like 6 months about 2013?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, well he was
How did he
His-
survive COVID?
I drove down there every month and chatted with him from 5 to 20 minutes at the end of the street and made sure he had weed.
Can you hear me?
Were you social
I
distant?
can.
I had my
do
mask
remember we had to give
I had
him
my
money.
mask on.
Mitzi used to make us give him bus fare.
Yeah.
I remember
but then
that. And then he
stopped.
That's
had a
because he was
sign
on
for it. Yeah.
emergency relief. He would not go on SSI or disability.
Yeah, and if you tried to give him any more, he would say, "I'm not allowed to."
Oh,
accept
I would have to
gifts."
make claims.
So-
I'd be in a different price
What
range.
was wrong with him?
You can imagine that interning
You
at
seem
the
so normal.
Los Angeles downtown courthouse to be a lawyer, like that's one of the most corrupt, dishonest, backward.
And that's
Right.
why he got out of law.
And so,
But does he have a law
that's the
degree?
reason.
yes,
Yes.
he
He
did
does.
never took the bar. He never.
So
took
But he
then-
graduated. He could
But he
have taken the
graduated.
bar.
Got it.
and he interned. Then he started comedy. Then he started smoking.
Where
And the rest
did
of the
the
story.
schizophrenia
And you
kick
know the
in?
rest of
Well,
the story.
schizophrenia can come at birth, or it can come to women when they have a baby.
Well, he's not a
surprise out of
woman,
nowhere.
or he never had a
And
baby.
your cerebral cortex matures between the age of 27 and 30. So schizophrenia can hit then.
And it hit right then for him.
And there was a slow decline after
If
that.
you
But
worked
he doesn't
for the
believe
Funny
he had a
Farm,
problem.
did you get to work for the Comedy Store when it came back?
He never
when Mitzi
worked-
He
came
never
back?
worked for the
Store.
Comedy Store. No,
So
but I'll tell you
all
this.
those people got wiped
When
out.
I first saw him, he was amazing because his beard, it was meticulous. He might have plucked hairs because it was so perfect.
Wow.
And then he just, at one point, then he just became this crazed guy that beard went every which way.
When you saw him on stage in '86, was he doing that same kind of crazy act?
Yes.
Or, oh, wow.
It was still like the Johnny Carson
Political.
ripoff.
What got him into the Beach Boys? Tell me if I'm wrong. He seemed to have an obsession.
I thought
with
it was
the
more
Beach
the
No,
What
he did
makes
the
you
one
s-
song.
Toke City.
Oh.
But that's not Beach Boys.
Oh, no, but he did it to a Beach Boys.
Not Toke City.
Oh, that's Jan and Dean.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Surf City.
Oh, right. Okay. There was one time he called me up and he left. Well, there was a few times he called me. I never changed my number, which infuriates a lot of people that I'm still friends
Why do you do this?
Stugatz.
Everybody has your number.
Can you tape a crime story for me? Stugatz.
So it infuriates people that people still, because my number never changed.
I love that.
So, right. So you could call. So Robert, I guess, got my number from here or some. Maybe I gave it to him. I don't remember. But I used to try to give him rides home because I would feel bad. I did give him a ride to Ralph's, and it did take me almost a month to get the stench out of my car.
Okay, can I just say this?
But-
People say bad things about I would meet him almost every Monday at the Ralph's.
Yeah, but you
saying,
would follow him in the back. You would show me footage of
Did.
him trying to take
You
a piss.
did.
And the camera's like a boom mic. You're like in the next stall.
that may have happened.
I forgot about that. I forgot all about that.
I wouldn't say you met him there. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say you
Followed
got
We
him
both
there.
use different
Meeting up.
terminology.
with running around with carts together shopping.
You could say that Dawn, a lot of nights I witnessed, escorted Robert to his destination.
I thought you were going to say death.
For
but
his
destination.
safety.
I would
And,
call it
and when
follow.
he would see me in the Ralphs, he would try to
There were
report,
loud honks.
no Nazi.
Oh, I've been in the Ralphs at the same time with you and him and see this chaos ensue. Anyway.
That was great. And I know you don't know, but I got to tell you, Hans Gerber was great.
Who doesn't know Hans Gerber?
I think a lot of people.
Hans Gerber?
It doesn't matter. Nobody knows
Oh,
Hans
you mean
Gerber.
the public. You mean the listeners.
Yeah,
We definitely. And we talked
Hashtag
about
free
him.
Hans Gerber. He's
But
in
he would
jail
hide
for
in
running from the cops and drugs and
refrigerators.
alcohol.
Then Abrevaya would open the door and he would come on. He was insane.
Where's his body right now?
Hans Gerber?
Hans?
No, Robert William.
I don't know.
I did
I'm wondering-
not get that deep into it.
Dude, it probably
the
just
uncle
decomposed
contacted the sister contacted the friend put the post on his old Facebook. I
trying to
found
find
that
out-
and I called him because I had spoken with the friend in 2013 when Robert spent 6 months in the mental hospital.
He'd probably make some great vegetables.
Similar to Brody, in the sense that Brody
whoa.
Brody
would
was
have
supposed to be
been-
on my podcast the day
Brody
he died.
would have been.
Was
Asshole.
Abrevaya supposed to be on your podcast?
I did ask him a few times.
Well, let me explain how it was similar.
Okay.
Everyone saw Brody's enjoy it. He should have been held 5150, 24 to 72 hours.
Good Van Halen out.
Robert, the same. Brody did 30 days. Robert did 60 days. Robert demanded a jury trial.
Did I ever tell you when I went and saw
A jury trial?
when I saw Brody Stevens in the Nut House? Did I ever tell you when I went
No.
there? I went there with
I
Mary
only
Jane
heard
and
Ranesies.
Perry
Okay.
was there, and the first thing that Brody told me, he says, "There's some fucking crazy people. You gotta be kind of careful." He says, "Like that one over there, that chick's crazy." So I immediately go up to her and she goes,
Jesus Christ.
Well, I tried to get Robert out without the jury trial was due to drugs.
When you say jury trial, you mean to get out of the mental
yes,
institution?
because they
he needed
wanted
a jury
to drug
trial?
him. He met the
How
guy
could
that
you drug him?
No, he met the organizer of Normal, the marijuana advocacy thing.
Oh,
so
Reverend Bud Green.
I emailed this guy.
No, this
No,
That's
he's
his
a lawyer.
name.
He's a lawyer. It's
Reverend
a big
Bud
thing.
Green.
I
No,
believe you.
that's
I
not
watched
the leader
Raleigh
of
George.
Normal. That's not the leader of Normal. It's a lawyer. It's a serious political thing. So I contact this guy professionally,
Okay.
and I explain to him who Robert is as neatly as I could, and Robert's requesting his help because
"Excuse
they're
me, I can't wait till she comes down and starts adding to this conversation."
Now, so I get a 3-way phone call into the mental hospital to this guy with Normal.
Okay.
I thought Robert would have done a better job explaining his situation. He steamrolled the conversation, everything under the sun for like 20 minutes. Then my phone vibrates. I look, the guy emails me. "Thank you so much for what you're doing for your friend. Thank your friend so much for what he's done for marijuana
Oh,
politics.
wow.
He probably needs the drugs."
Oh,
I can't
hey,
help it.
Robert's,
Hi, Annie.
Robert's
you have
ex-girlfriend
with
is
you?
here.
I have a
Annie Letterman.
Terrifier and creator of Terrifier 2.
Hi,
you
how
are not
you?
the.
Hi.
Terrifier 2.
You did
Terrifier
bullshit.
2 and 1.
Sliced up in Terrifier.
Oh, that's bullshit. I
Hi.
know the girl that was sliced up in that movie. It's
Annie
not you.
Letterman, ladies and gentlemen.
City Heat.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
We're
I
not allowed to
did.
talk about it publicly anymore, though.
No.
Why? Oh, all
I
right.
mean, what did we walk in on, by the way?
Yeah, do you realize what?
Do you know who Robert William
Do you
Abrevaya
know
was?
Robert William Abrevaya died?
I'll assume you guys
He's
don't
dead.
know who he is.
I'll look him up.
He died. The guy who used to walk around
He
here
died.
on
We
potluck.
just want to hear your
With the
immediate
green
response.
suit. I know exactly.
What's your immediate response to hearing this?
Here, I can play something that'll help you remember.
Did he die from
It's
putting the bag
copyright
too low?
I think so. Earl and I are seeing if the bag killed him. So.
I mean, you've never looked more Philadelphia.
That's a great.
pure trash.
That's a great. Oh, I thought you meant the movie with
You're
Tom
Philly, right?
Hanks.
Didn't you tell me that?
Well,
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
Philly.
I am
Northeast.
very
Nice.
upset
Hi,
you guys
Northeast.
Go
didn't get the green
Doylestown.
bag. He
Go
had a
Doylestown.
matching green bag at the
Okay,
end.
I dated a
guys,
girl that
It's a
real
little
bitch.
You know what?
chaotic.
Sorry.
please, Annie has a chance to talk about Robert now. So let's.
What is she saying?
I wanna,
Annie.
Okay. You know what I loved? I loved his suits. I loved his
His
Suit.
suits weren't
Suit.
It was one
He had
suit.
one green suit. Looked
I
like he
loved that suit.
made out of a pool table.
Did you notice he had a new one for the 50th anniversary? That was a new suit.
Yeah,
The
they weren't-
second one was satin. The
Where
final
did he
one
get
was
the
linen.
plastic
Biggest mistake.
bags?
His biggest mistake.
The green
in that new
ones,
suit.
I have no idea. They matched his suit perfectly.
I think
Are
he
you-
was-
hey,
who gets
Annie, are
the
your
suit?
friends having fun?
You gotta ask them.
I can already see them making an exit strategy.
I'm gonna make
not
them watch
true.
Windy City Heat. They'll be really excited.
You'll love it. They don't wear these hats, but Abrevaya did, and I think it's why we started recycling bags so he could protect himself. This used to protect him, right?
This is
Lasers.
Is Boone alive? Do we know?
Boone is
I'm-
dead as well, I
I'm the
believe.
last person to see him alive. Huh?
It's
Really?
still being investigated. There is
So you know
no
for sure
death
he's dead?
certificate that is surfaced.
I believe he's dead. Last time I saw Boone was right in the middle of the George Floyd stuff, where he saw me walking my dog and he just started yelling. And this was when it was real hot on the streets. Who killed that young black boy, George Floyd? I'm like,
Were you
Boone,
dressed like a cop?
not right now. Not
a
right now,
Kennedy.
Boone. I had to walk away from him.
He's the Kennedy.
So do you think he killed? Do you think
I
he
believe
killed
Boone.
himself?
I'll guess one, he's not vaccinated, and two, he's
See, the thing with
They
Boone,
all survived COVID, and then
Boone is like.
There's a lot of characters.
Boom
at the Comedy
Shakalaka.
Store. Boom Shakalaka was like a.
You-
fixture.
okay, can I just say this,
That's a good
Annie?
way to put
Did
it.
you say Boone Shakalaka? It's Boone.
Boone.
Boone. You said
With an
Boone.
N.
I
You said Boone.
Boone would.
I did
He
not say
introduced
Boone.
himself
She
as
said
Boom
Boone.
I know Boone.
Shakalaka.
I just said, "Where's Boone?" I didn't say, "Where's Boom?"
Boone is
You
with.
know
Then
what?
I'm
Boom.
mistaken.
Shakalaka.
I'm
Wait,
mistaken.
did you
Oh,
collect-
bring your big movie star friends here, and we're
Did you
supposed to
bring-
bow down to
Did
you.
you bring?
Fuck
Did you
this.
bring? Wait, Don. Did you bring Boone here? Was Boone one of yours?
Boone
He was
a,
in the
he was
Ding
a
Dong
Ding
Show.
Dong show.
But did he start Ding Dong
No.
or she?
oh yeah,
He
we
was-
don't know what they identify.
Oh, I'm pretty
as.
sure he was a
so
man.
sweet. Years ago, every open mic I would go to that wasn't the Comedy Store, he would sit next to me and keep all the yucky boys away.
No,
But
I-
he was my buddy.
Because he was
Okay.
So
Hi,
sweet.
Todd. Annie's man.
Hey, you know what? Maybe you're used to the movie stars, but we're trying to show off for them in a podcast. So don't just burst in here and
and walking on your hats.
Hey, man, this is
I mean,
very
that is so
popular.
where'd our
Comedy
producer
back
go?
in the day was so crazy. By the way, I would have fucking thrived in that shit. You know,
This
I'm a
is
prop comic.
schizophrenia
Do you remember
comedy.
when I had the sword? When I went to my sword
Unbelievable.
days?
Annie went on stage with lethal weapons and nobody said a
I used
word.
to
She
always
was
bring weapons on stage.
nunchucks,
Knocking around.
right? Remember,
used to
I can't
nunchucks,
say it right, but yeah. Nunchucks or numchucks?
It's boom chucks.
He probably sold them to you for $1.
Boom chucks.
That was his thing.
$1.
This is the worst tribute I've ever seen
It's
in
not.
my life.
I'm so sorry to come in and not be like familiar with the.
I just want to know what your big movie star friends know
No,
about
you
him.
do want to. They don't know, but
Oh,
you
look
don't.
at
I feel
this.
like you know the same amount about each other.
Is John
What is
giving
that?
presents to people?
Can I have one?
Give her a Sammy Shore joke book.
Can I have one?
There's only
Gotta
about
be a
7,000 of
Shore
them.
biography back there.
Oh,
What did you get?
this is spooky.
Oh, Boone would deep throat
Ooh.
that in 2 seconds.
Thank you.
I like your shirt, Annie. What is
I like
that?
your jacket.
Jay Okerson.
Oh, nice.
Just like my podcast.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh, Eagles, of course. Of course. Go Birds. Watch your head. Oh, no. You're not going to eat that on the air, are you?
Plastic
Yeah, there's
on it.
plastic
There's
on it.
plastic on it.
Don, are you all right? Bye, Annie.
Bye, Annie.
Bye, nice meeting you guys.
Love you.
See you in the movies.
See you in the movies. Anyway,
So back to
Don.
Bob, the reason why we're here.
your teeth are going to
Worst.
fall out like Abravaya's if you eat that.
Worst tribute ever. For
It's not the
anybody.
worst tribute.
Well,
it could be
he
not
Can I
even
tell you
spoken
this?
about.
He
I'm
was
comparing it to
supposed
John
to
Lennon,
take
so it's a
over
lot
for the
worse.
Tonight Show when Johnny Carson retired.
What makes you say that?
One of the
You?
producers
No, don't do
of
this.
what was the network? Was it NBC? He used to ride with and stay the night with one of the producers. It would the Westwood Comedy Store. and
Dante?
They would. And
You know what? I'm
That's
not-
who got him to come into the Johnny Carson show. That's
I'm
his
not
in.
sure about this,
Was
but
an
he used to play
employee.
pickup games in basketball. And Mary
Okay.
Jane told me, and I'm trying to remember because I can't perfectly, but I think with Bill Bradley.
It was a famous politician guy.
Played on the
He played the Knicks, was like, went to Princeton.
I think he was on an episode of The White Shadow?
I have to find the
Really?
video that Robert told me to confirm the name, but it was a
I think
famous enough politician.
I think
Elgin
at the
Baylor?
time, no, Bill Bradley.
No, I know. I met Elgin Baylor once at the market, and I'm like, hey, I loved you in The White Shadow. And he looked at me, he's like, all the shit I did in the NBA, and you're going to say I loved you in The White Shadow? I'm like, yeah. And he just walked off.
You know, he was like, there are people that say he was like as good as Dr. J and things like that.
Pretty good.
Ooh,
Elgin Baylor.
He's
good
pretty
at
good.
Dr. J?
Yeah.
Horrible GM, but
Yeah.
I think you guys are missing Robert being such a basketball champion.
Over Julius Erving?
and Elgin Baylor.
No.
Probably.
I
Why
can't.
are you saying no?
But-
She said no.
Over
What'd she say,
Julius
no?
Irving? Yeah, I'm going to say no. I've
Over
seen
what?
Robert
Robert's,
would be better than Julius Erving.
I've
in
seen
his prime.
Robert's outline of his cock, and I'm going to say Julius Irving's was better.
Okay,
I tried
if
to
you're
say this.
judging cock
Mary
for
Jane, let me
basketball
say this
status.
so I can get this out.
Malone's dick?
Yeah.
You know, who also had a big
Be
dick.
cool.
supposedly?
He had a big dick.
John Sally too.
Yeah,
Oh,
foot long.
I believe that.
I know a friend who
Why
fucked
do you
him.
say had? He's still around.
Well, I
Girl
didn't
said it
know.
was a foot
Oh, that's
long.
right. This is for Robert William Abrevaya, not
foot
John
long.
He's,
Sally.
Robert's not here anymore. What happened to
Okay.
Robert?
One of the things that, and I said this before, and the thing that made me laugh most about Anna, and the only reason because it was so
right.
brilliant.
Got a beanie on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You're running the show. Earl's down here just throwing things around. I can't even.
He's
I'm
rustling
dying.
the past
Got a
bags.
beanie
He's
on.
doing an impression.
Yeah, I'm doing
Danny, I'm
Please.
dying, but I'll put it back on.
No,
You don't
can
have
take
to.
it off.
He
You
didn't
can
wear
take
it
it off.
inside.
I'm dying up
only
here.
outside.
All right.
I'm just saying this.
Okay.
Every time I come to a podcast, it's either Holtzman or somebody else who fucks. Today it's Earl.
Tell us.
I love Bob.
Tell us about this girl.
How many times did I
I
watch
forgot her
this
name.
set?
Banana.
Banana.
Banana. Big Mom.
Anna.
Anna Banana.
No.
You said banana. after.
He was,
Sorry.
so, and every time she talked to him, hello, Robert. And it was just, I never laughed so hard. She would get in the front row and he would get a hard on, and then he would try to hide his dick.
Oh, yeah.
It was,
He didn't start that with me till later.
I didn't notice it till years later. He
did
would
you
stand
not
at the
know?
end
You
of the
mean
hall
what
and
he
wipe
would
his
do?
pants.
It wasn't wipe his pants.
was
He would
brushing
literally
his
pull
flat
it
hand.
back. If I
didn't
didn't,
look.
I had people witness it.
I would do this.
How
I
is there-
wouldn't make eye contact.
How was there
no
an ink
underwear.
spot by his dick? You
That
know,
was
there
actually a burn hole.
a blue burn
From the
hole?
lasers that Don would
No,
point at.
probably a seed and weed or a,
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
hey, can you ask John what's so interesting outside the fucking podcast, dude?
Probably a girl with double
literally,
D's.
When I can remember like being with like Danish and O'Neill, just waiting to go up on a Monday, and I'm like, you got to see this because this is a new thing that he's doing to me, and he never did this to me before, and he would always talk to me, never like do anything inappropriate. Like I said, he was in my car. I always felt bad for him. I'd always like try to give him stuff, and he wouldn't take it, and so we were standing there talking, and he leaned back. And he just started like with two fingers, like outlining his cock.
Oh,
like,
God.
and I was just looking at, I was like, oh, fuck.
It's Earl's
You
move.
couldn't look away.
I would
You
never do
couldn't
something
look
you
like
might
away.
have upset him.
Upset him. It was
Well, do you
awake.
know what he told me about you?
It didn't look upset.
Oh, I'd like to hear this. What did she do to him, Mary
He
Jane?
really loved you. And then you were kidnapped and held hostage by somebody, and that's where it changed.
By who? By
If
Dice?
Hey, Stuttgart.
Dice?
he did used to spy on Andrew and I. Oh my God, he used to
That
spy
was
on
a
Andrew and
profound
I
thing.
all
That was
the
a profound
time.
thing for Robert.
Because Andrew and I would hang out in the parking lot talking late.
And Andrew would want that blowjob.
You kidnapped.
He would try.
He kidnapped you and held you hostage from Robert.
And we would argue because I just didn't believe that he left his wife. Like, you know what I mean? It was, and Robert would just fucking, we would be, nobody would be around. It'd be 3:30 in the morning and me and Andrew are arguing and I'm like, just go to your wife, you know, like, because I really didn't believe that he left his wife, Andrew, so I wouldn't go out with him. And you know how guys are, they're like, and I thought,
No, how are they?
you know what I'm saying? That's why I looked at Mary
Well,
Jane.
no, I mean, I
'cause you people are
listened
disgusting.
to his album.
But-
Unfortunately,
Well, I'm
in
not
second
canceled.
grade, I'm still
Why would
fucked
you say
in the
that
head.
about me?
But I'm
I
just
wanted a
saying
sex
this.
change when I was 11, so I wouldn't be one of those horrible things he discussed on his album.
Hilarious. So I'm just saying this is that we would be in the heated discussion, and fucking Abrevaya would pop out of an alley, like right behind the store, and we'd be like, ah! But I mean, every fucking Monday and
Probably
Sunday.
trying to protect you.
Yeah,
He
from
felt
Dice.
you were kidnapped and held hostage
So
away from him.
so when he started doing the thing, and then I made Danish and O'Neill see it, and they both were looking. They were like, oh my God. And then O'Neill was like, Bob, why's your dick hard? Bob, why's your dick so hard? And then he would freak out and run away because he was afraid of O'Neill. But they both saw it. And then after that, he would go on stage. Right when we came back after COVID, he would go on stage and he would talk about me, and he would say, Eleanor's a whore.
Yeah.
And I know. And I was
Something
like,
about the dock, the sea,
some of them just sleeping with everybody.
Boy, did he have your
all
number.
the sailors on the boat.
Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
And so Jet Ski Johnson hits me up. She goes, yo, why is this old man in a green suit fucking ripping you apart on stage? And I'm like, what? I go, Abrevaya?
You
He's my
scorned
friend.
him. You scorned him.
I
When
heard
you were
him.
kidnapped and held hostage.
Yeah, I heard
by
him. And
that
so,
man.
Can I tell you how
and then you fucked with him. Remember that night? You
John
jumped.
told me to.
I couldn't.
I'm the lead.
What
Listen,
night?
I was talking.
It's a lot of nights.
I was talking to Robert, and we were standing near your fucking Jeep.
Oh, yes. I said
And we're in a conversation, and I'm just ducking the fucking breath that's coming at me. My eyes are watering. My polyps in my nose are growing. I'm like, this is unbelievable. It stinks so fucking bad. And I'm like trying to figure out how can I get out of this. And I'm like, And I'm talking to him, and fucking Earl set his alarm off, and Robert jetted. I mean, I've never seen him move that fucking fast.
It's pretty fast for a white guy.
And then I fell completely
There
to the
was
ground laughing because I couldn't believe.
Skippy Simon was shooting a laser at him. And
Probably a
oh,
real
wait a
laser.
minute. Who was it that came in?
Painter?
Oh, yeah, when he disguised himself.
Hey, Bob!
Keeping painter.
Hey, Bob. I saw you peeing. You hold your hand up above.
What? You hold your hand up
Because
above?
he would put his hand like this and rest against the wall while he peed.
Well, it had to be either Skippy, Painter, or Dave Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't think Dave
Bob,
Taylor
I
was
hope
a
you-
Nazi.
What a lineup that is.
Bob, I hope you catch fire. I wouldn't piss on you.
You know who else was like really? Eddie Griffin. I know who you are, man.
Lucifer, motherfucker. Yeah, well,
motherfucking
Oh,
Lucifer.
my
Oh,
God.
because I know who you is. You don't like me.
I have to find the recording.
He did
I went
not
through
like
the
him.
Comedy Store
I might be with him
40th
on that one.
and book, you know, the yearbook anniversary thing, one time on the phone with Robert for like 2 hours. I just asked, I wanted to find out who the Nazis were. I did not know Roseanne Barr because she worked with Carl LeBeau and Kennison. I didn't know Arsenio Hall.
She also fucked Tom
He's a
Arnold.
Nazi.
Ooh.
Not necessary for this
like I
documentary.
went through the whole list of everybody from the history of the Comedy Store, and he said yay or nay.
So he had an idea that I got kidnapped, and
You were kidnapped and held against your
What did he
will
think of
from
me?
Robert by that gentleman.
Yeah.
I mean that
What did he
person.
think of me? Did he ever mention me?
Not number one.
What do you think of me?
Earl?
I tried
He
a few
loved-
times.
No, you know
Be
what?
nice to
didn't.
him.
I
Like, you
cannot
set
tell
that
you.
alarm off.
I cannot tell you how fucking excited he was when he witnessed me doing the 12-minute intro for you. Everything I said was perfect. It was me doing like a service to society and the greaterment of mankind by warning about you and your family.
so you would introduce Earl.
Yes,
I didn't go up-
I would.
She didn't give me an introduction. Is like your next comic is Earl Skakel.
right.
Not
No.
Your next comic, and then 14 minutes later,
Well,
it's
let
Earl
me
Skakel.
just give you a taste of it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next performer, I must warn you, comes from a long line of rapists and murderers. Let's start with this side of the family. And I would go through every single one. Let's go to this side of the family. You know, on the Skakel side, there was RAPEing a minor.
Okay.
There was Marley
Right in the
Matthews,
mouth.
the beating her with the half of a golf club. After
Rapping
and the
minor?
semen,
That still wouldn't get him
the
kicked out of the
semen
LA
fell
comedy
out
scene.
of the tree onto a female.
Get on before I do.
Yeah, and then the one honorable thing is it your
Business sucks.
it was your father or your grandfather that harpooned a whale?
Okay, we don't.
I harpooned a whale. She was on Roast Battle Season 1.
Oh no, we're talking about animal
Oh, she left an impression on me and my
talking about
mattress.
Geneva
That bitch.
Convention violations. That's why weed wasn't legal in America for so long, because of all that whale killing.
My
Geneva
dad didn't
Convention,
kill
right?
Jeff Ross.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and then we had to get into, Marilyn Monroe. I don't think Robert was pleased with your family murdering her.
Okay, so
Well, no, she was a whore, man. She fucked a lot of guys. Let's be honest.
Okay,
Jim
well,
DiMaggio,
Kennedy
Right.
Arthur
Sr.
Miller.
she
shouldn't
ruined Arthur as a
have
playwright.
No,
Yeah.
he was-
finagled with the mafia, and then Bobby went after him. Who killed her, the mob or Bobby?
Okay,
none of our
this is
business.
mainly about
And
Robert
this has to be
Abrevaya,
about
and
Robert. I don't remember.
Robert
getting
was
up.
upset about this topic,
We
and that's what's
keep-
wrong with Earl.
But she was a whore.
That's why you're a Nazi.
She also
My-
killed
Yeah, but-
Clark Gable. So
My-
Kennedy and
Clark
Skakel
Gable, my
blood.
black buddy at the sports.
Clark Gable, she
she
liked.
killed Clark Gable. She was not showing up to the set. She gave him a heart attack.
She
He
thought
was-
Clark
he
Gable
very
was her
upset with
father.
her.
He was very kind to her.
I think
He was
it's
very
good how
upset
she
with
went
her
out.
on that last
There
movie.
were a few interviews where he actually, you could, maybe she did kill Clark Gable, but she believed him to be her father.
Let's get
Yeah.
back to
And he
Bob.
liked
Yeah,
talking
Let's
let's
get
go back to Bob.
Can we talk about Madonna's face? Jesus.
Wait a minute. That has nothing to do with Bob.
Just
at
watching
all.
that tonight.
I don't even think he liked Madonna.
But he liked
Imagine what her pussy
He
looks
did do
like.
a joke
Like
about her in
Macarena.
the 90s, I think.
Maybe.
Oh, his song list.
No, let me just say this. I've been
Okay,
trying to
I have
say-
another question, but I want you to say it.
I remember when I tried to tell him, because Mitzi said, "Who is that guy?"
About Robert?
Yeah.
You knew Robert?
And I said, "He closes all the time." And she goes, "Oh, get rid of him."
Nuh-uh. Really?
I swear to God. And I had to
Did she
convince.
forget? Because
No. Here's the thing that I keep hearing.
Okay.
I don't believe this at all. That in Mitzi's will, she said that Robert got to have spots on Sunday and
that's
Argus.
crazy. There in her will, there's nothing of those sorts. Nothing about Argus.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk. But if she said to somebody like an undying wish is please take care of Argus, that I believe.
Well, she said that to Tommy.
Abrevaya?
yeah, that's
No.
what I think more than anything.
Abrevaya?
Tommy said it so many
No.
times.
She said that to Tommy, but Tommy was high, so he didn't know what was
But,
going on.
but
Well,
she
I mean,
but she had no when I was talking to her about Abrevaya, she had no idea who it was. Then I convinced her not only that, but she should tell him to be part of my Ding Dong show. So he had to be in my
Oh,
show.
so this is a long time ago, you're
Yeah,
saying.
it
Because
wasn't like
I'm
before
saying then
Tommy.
why would we give him money?
well, because
per
he gave me
Mitzi?
weed. See,
That was after. That was
Okay,
before.
so that happened. Okay, 'cause I didn't get here till
Dean
93.
put his name on the wall, but he didn't become a paid regular. And
No.
he
Why
needed
not?
transportation allowance.
Okay.
That's what the money was a negotiated
Well,
transportation
we gotta take
allowance.
care of him.
well,
And I don't know why his name was put on the wall, but he wasn't made a paid regular. So that's why cash was given to him.
Got it.
The $15 or whatever, like transportation money. It was either transportation money or it was like, hey,
weed money.
That's because Dean actually pushed that. And it used to be funny. Dean would always say that when he went up and say, "It's time for the Dean and Bobby show."
Bob and
Yeah,
Dean
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
he was
yeah,
Dean
yeah.
the Nightmare Gilbert.
Was he in the Dean 15?
No.
No.
He surpassed. I mean, he was,
There was-
above and beyond that.
He
These were
he
friends
was more
of
of a
Dean-
ding
that-
donger,
Mini
but
Dean, Big
he-
Rob.
Well, when I first
Yeah.
came to the Ding Dong show, that was the first. My first assignment was to be Robert's #1 fan.
got it. One time he
only
called.
fan.
Do you remember this? He called me for to see if I would go somewhere with him, and I don't remember what it was. And I was seeing if I still had the message because I usually don't delete when it's kind
wasn't a
of
doctor.
from Robert. But I don't think I have his number programmed, so it might have just
switched
been a
numbers over the
yeah.
years.
So anyway, he left a very long, detailed message about how he'd like to take me somewhere. And then I was like, what? And I was talking to you, and you go, oh, he asked me first.
Oh, that
And we
was
compared our notes. And I was like, this motherfucker, I was
Yeah.
second. He called Mary Jane, and she was unavailable. He's like, oh, let me call the whore waitress.
Well, that didn't happen till later. He didn't get scorn. He got scorn. He didn't feel.
What
you were
was
a
it
whore.
that he wanted me to?
scorn.
Whatever. What was it that he wanted me to?
It was an event. I think it was a weed event.
I don't.
It was
believe
like a
that.
special. No. Wait, was it the Wesleyan University? Like, was it
Wesleyan.
the?
I
I'm
don't
sorry. Was it
know.
the law school?
I think it was for the season 2 premiere of Crime Story with Dice.
No. It was.
Okay.
Hey, it's Michael Mann. I told him.
little-
God.
Jokes going on, but
What
they're
is-
not
I
about
think it was
Robert
an
William
alumni
Abrevaya.
thing.
Let's get back to the
It was an
Robert.
alumni
Would it be a
thing.
310 or an 818?
I'll guess a
The
323.
last one I'm aware of, which is more recently, I'll show you right now. One second.
Believe it or not, he never gave me his number.
I believe that. I believe that because
I used to follow him on Sunset just to make sure he got on the bus okay. Hey, Bob, I'm following you.
I would meet him at Ralph.
yeah, that's
I'd
not the
bone out
one I
about
have.
sweets. Or I'm like, all right, I got to go home.
Probably find older ones. Do you want to see?
And I would always
No.
get up. My car would be right behind him, and he's trying to report me to the. A Nazi is
He would try to report you to who?
anybody who would listen.
I'd pull ahead of him about a quarter of a mile down, U-turn, and then act like it was going to hit him. I would just drive on the sidewalk. And
I have seen him, like if I'm walking, I have seen him on the back of the bus with this on his head, just sitting looking straight. And I'm like, ugh.
he is a sight.
He's the least.
I went down to where he lives, and I asked his.
Harvey Apartments, right? Didn't he
It
live
was
back?
the Biltmore or the Baltimore?
Biltmore.
Or the Baltimore
Biltmore.
Hotel downtown,
Biltmore
5th in
Hotel.
Los Angeles.
Right.
Yeah.
And he lived in there.
2013.
Great
And
neighborhood.
I went there and I asked the guy behind the desk, "Do you know a Robert William Abrevaya?" He goes, "Yeah, that motherfucker's crazy."
And I guess the
And he
racist
says
person you're talking
he leaves at dusk and comes back in the early morning hours.
No.
Yeah. He said every day.
So was he like Sunset Jesus, where he would just walk around all day until he?
He would walk around a lot,
Our
man.
Sunset Jesus?
Yeah, because he would. I saw him once on Crenshaw and Normandy. I'm like, hey man, do you need a ride? He's like, no, I want to walk to the store from Crenshaw and Normandy. Good luck.
And that was Kevin?
Jesus, I don't think Bob would have taken a ride from me.
No,
Right.
Bob wouldn't have taken a ride from me, even though I did try to give him a ride. Because at one point, I did everything that I could to make him believe that I was on his side. He goes, let me ask you a few questions.
Oh, the buttons.
Oh, the buttons.
buttons.
Because when he'd
Don the
lose the
button.
buttons, I used to tell him, "Did you take my button?" Yes, yes, I did. And then one time I brought in a whole thing,
A whole bucket of buttons.
buttons that I've taken from people.
When you were working for Lemon Jello.
He freaked out.
He did, but he tried to see if any. But he always, so he started asking me questions about lemon jello, and so everything that he wanted to be true, I told him it was true.
Well, Dr. Carl, do you remember Dr. Carl from
Of
the Ding Dong
course.
Show?
Who could
And
forget
he-
Dr. Carl,
well, no,
especially the kids?
He really was a professor. He's innocent of that.
He
He
made
was
a-
found innocent.
Oh, okay.
Completely innocent.
He was found innocent?
He was
Okay.
completely innocent.
Okay.
So was
And-
Michael
That's hard to
Jackson.
prove those.
Psychological. I mean, well, he was
OJ.
he was a real professor.
Nicole and
okay?
Ron committed suicide.
And his take on Robert is the Nazi game at the Comedy Store is harmless
Right.
because
Wait, are we talking about Dr. Carl or Robert?
Dr. Carl was an actual professor.
He was. The PhD in getting kids' pants off.
Okay, again, we're getting
No,
away
he's
from Robert
innocent.
William
He was
Abrevaya.
cleared of all
I
charges.
don't know. I met him, and
No,
that's
when
a tough.
Earl, I
How do
was
you get out of
23
that?
when I came to the Comedy Store and started
Okay.
the Ding Dong Show.
way too old for
I
Dr. Carl.
thought I was more mature and more grown up than that. But looking back, I'm like, oh my God. Like, holy shit. And in the Ding Dong Show, it's very wonderful, unique characters. I love the past almost
Characters.
20 years
It's a good way to put
that
it.
I have
Okay,
invested
enough
in.
shitting on the
So
Ding
what
Dong Show.
I'm not shitting on.
I'm saying that some of them aren't characters.
Dr. Carl explained,
That's
did
not
a lot
character.
of talking
That's a
to
real
me.
thing.
He did a lot of talking to me in the first year or two so that I could feel more comfortable and
He's good
thrive
at-
in this environment.
He's good at that, making kids feel comfortable.
Earl,
It makes him
those,
feel at ease.
that was
here,
a
Johnny.
scam.
It's okay.
No.
That was a scam.
Look, it's so
That
hot in
The
there. Take
people
your
Okay,
that
we're
accused
talking about
okay,
Robert
my
William
only
Abrevaya.
TV credit was America's Most Wanted.
Yours?
My only TV credit from 20 years of doing comedy is
Because of
America's Most
Dr.
Wanted.
Carl?
That's a
And
credit.
that's what Earl's talking about. And I'm saying he's innocent. He was proven in court to be innocent. Those
So
were
was OJ.
no. They were.
was.
They weren't.
I mean, Earl's got a point.
They weren't minors the year
Got
that
it.
they said it happened. They didn't cross state lines to do. Back then, homosexual. Is that still okay to say homosexual? Is that a race sexism? Gay men.
I think you're good.
It was a crime back then. So they were meth head prostitute men that were trying to blackmail Dr. Carl and a bunch of other professors
Can you imagine
that were
people
wealthier
They
than
were
him.
like 16 going on
Yes.
17, and they're like
No,
right on the
Listen,
cusp.
In Dr. Carl's defense, they did look 16.
After 2 years of being incarcerated,
I can't wait to watch
not
John Selda's
convicted,
show.
but incarcerated, he finally got a good lawyer, and
Peter
their
Shore. I gotta
their
know
story
the
fell
rules.
apart. It was not true. It was not true.
100%. I apologize,
I'm
Dr.
speaking
Carl.
respectfully about
Don't
Dr.
mind.
Carl.
I got no beef with Dr.
All
Carl.
right.
Let's get back to the
Dr.
Robert
Carl
William
helped me a
Abrevaya.
lot understanding Robert
I don't
and
take kids' pants off. I'm sorry. No.
Whoa. Be cool. Be cool.
the
I mean, I like that
gonna
she
put the mic
drew
down.
back. I like that she
Is
drew
Dr.
back.
Carl related to Dr. Huxtable?
Oh,
I think he's related to Dr. Sandusky.
Damn it! I liked him. He was a very good. The Ghost. I like
Okay,
Dr.
Mary
Carl
Jane.
so
Listen,
much.
I like
Hold on,
Michael
hold on.
Jackson. He can moonwalk,
The
but I
only
still see.
ghost I saw at the Comedy Store took the
Mary
resemblance
Jane,
of
will you
Dr.
please
Carl.
listen to me? Because like I said before, what you don't want to do is say one thing, then you're opening up another whole rabbit hole that you have to explain. People don't give it. We're talking about Robert William Abrevaya,
Yes,
not
I
Dr. Carl.
Was trying to explain the
but you know
theory
what?
of Nazis
you
at the Comedy
can't do
Store.
that in front of fucking Earl.
How about a
Earl's
palate
gonna
cleanser of
pout-
Big Mama
pounce on it.
Macintosh?
Big Mama Macintosh. Sis.
has some-
So give me your catchphrase. Give me your catchphrase.
It's been a while.
Give
Big
it to
Mama-
me.
Big Mama.
Come on.
You do it. Go
I
ahead,
don't know.
Mary Jane.
I honestly forgot.
Yes.
I just remember sis.
I like to suck dick and get fucked in the ass.
Right. Well, that could be a lot of people's catchphrases up here. Could be Andy
And
Dix.
the great thing is, towards the end,
regular stuff.
she had a bunch of strokes towards the end.
Okay, let's get back to Robert William Abrevaya.
Yeah, he's the dead guy.
Why is
Can I get a copy of this for just personal viewing?
I am very upset that Robert's not here. I
We
do
all
not
are.
know.
We're gonna submit this to a podcast festival.
Oh boy!
And I can't
What
wait to get
festival?
it in it.
That Golden Artist Entertainment.
I mean, who can
Golden
do
shower
such
artist.
wonderful, political comedy?
Hey, listen, we all went in there at the end of the night to watch him, and we all know how
Did
selfish
some of us
we are.
watched him? Some of us threw things at him.
I was both.
Some of us put lasers on him.
I never threw
Some
anything
of us
at
got
him.
him hard.
That's
No.
4 for 4.
Hey,
Oh, wait.
I don't take
Eleanor.
responsibility for that. I did not
Anna's
do
the
that.
only one that did that.
I did
Mary
not
Jane
do that.
said no.
Well, Mindy too.
I did
the
not
girl
do
with
that.
the big
If
jugs.
that happened, it didn't exist.
For
in
you.
my world.
For you.
You
That's
know,
your denial.
one Halloween, a Ding Dong showed was main room. Mm-hmm. And
Oh my God,
I
I
was
was
Robert
just
William
thinking-
Abrevaya. Dawn had found me a corduroy green jacket. I did the plastic bag vest. I
Okay.
investigated it. I had the hair. I did the beard. I did a nose build-up. I did all the perfect makeup contouring. And I did his entire act word for word. Both of the top 10 lists, Republican and Democrat, and
Wow.
everything. And then he was in the bathroom in the belly room afterwards. And so you
Jerking
know how...
off?
I don't know.
Okay.
But there's the one stall, and then it opens up. There's the mirrors there. So I had Lou Costello, the old manager, had my camera hiding in the corner,
Big
and I
Lou.
was standing there like this with the AOL disc in the plastic bag. That's the shield, the laser shield, and I was just standing there when he opened the bathroom door and came perfectly into the mirror next to me.
I think Lou was trying to look for a place him and his Asian.
He was
Gotcha.
flattered.
Can we get back to Robert William
What
Abrevaya?
I was talking about.
That was about Robert.
And with a cameo from Sweet Lou and his Asian boy toy.
I can't remember who took the picture, but I was like leaning on the pictures upstairs in the hallway, and it was a Monday or a Sunday, so nobody was here. And this was BC before COVID. So the hallway was empty. And maybe it was Andrew just took a picture. We were goofing around and he just took a picture of me landing leaning on the wall. And then the whole hallway was empty until you get to the second exit of the kitchen by the belly room stairs. And fucking Robert is peeking out. It is the eeriest. You just see.
You showed me that picture.
You just see half of him, and he's just peeking, probably looking at Andrew and thinking he's going to kidnap her, and then his green suit.
My only thing I keep thinking, I hope his family gets a copy of this.
I've been wondering since Tuesday if I have ever been sane. Since Tuesday,
Should we send it to them, Dan?
I'll send it to him.
I do not know if I am sane or not since Tuesday.
Because Robert died, or because you've been pretending to be his friend?
I didn't pretend to be his friend.
Okay.
I didn't cross my boundaries. I didn't overstep. I didn't agree to do anything I wouldn't do. I didn't fake it.
No, but
Not one bit.
Yeah, you don't think he wanted something different?
That's none of my business.
You're one to talk
Eleanor,
about that.
Come on.
How many guys have you cock teased?
How
man?
many men on the planet would want something different? I'm supposed to
would have grabbed my
have every
I would've,
hole
but I
in
would've
my
asked.
body like penetrated 1,000,000 times against my will.
100%, but he was not able
He
to.
was polite. No. I will tell you this. We did at the public access show for Valentine's Day. We did Mary Jane 2020 with Robert William Abrevaya. The video's out, and afterwards he was
Just so wait a minute.
slightly
Set the scene
inappropriate
a
to
little
me.
bit.
Go ahead,
Set
Don.
the-
Don, set it up more, and then I'll tell you the
Okay,
rest.
so
I
Mary
wanna hear
Jane
this.
had a public access show, and I was
down
there
public access.
underneath the producers, and I was like, "Hey, are those bags inside your coat, dude?"
The countdown to the show was 10 motherfucking cocksucking 9 Robert was like, Don had the director say that. You know, the countdown for the TV show?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't
like it was
loud
the same
noises.
place. It was the same place where you did that to Perry that time. Remember?
Wow, inappropriate. Yes.
No, you
want
to bring up you're fucking shitting out.
I live with that
Inappropriate. Wait,
in my
I
heart.
thought you were in love with Mole.
I
Why
am
would
in
you
love
do
with
something to
Mole.
Perry?
What I did to Perry was we called him and I had to pretend. Who did I work for? Some kind of casting.
He was
LA
waiting for a call to go on a job, and that's why he wouldn't come to the public access show.
So I called as the woman running the casting office.
Hey, man, I am so glad to hear from you. You were so mean.
I was pretty cold, and I remember Kimmel going more, and Perry is sobbing, crying because I'm telling him like he's never gonna make it in show business. He's burnt bridges, blah blah blah.
See how mean you are.
Oh,
He
it was
tried to
brutal.
punch me. You know Perry's tried to punch me.
Perry's
more than
tried
once.
to grab my ass.
Let's
Fuck
get back.
Perry.
Let's get back.
Okay,
to,
so you don't feel
I don't
bad
like
for what you
Perry
did.
at all. I don't like Perry, but I
don't
don't
either.
like that I did what I did because he was crying. Because I feel bad.
Oh.
Because in his brain, he really thinks he's going to make it in show business, even though he's a
Yeah,
fucking
so do all of
crazy
we.
person.
We do
How
too.
many of us have starred in a fucking movie?
True.
A
Perry
cult
has
classic
a great
film now. How
movie.
many of us?
You're
I
right.
haven't.
You're
Have
right.
you?
I was
No.
in Benchwarmers.
So back to
I
the
was
Mary Jane
starring in it.
2020, and I'll tell you the
Go
after
ahead.
effect. So after the Valentine's Day show,
Okay.
okay, Mary Jane 2020 with Robert William Abrevaya.
Is that on YouTube right now?
Yes, it is. Robert implied to me that he would like to get to know me a little more. So, I don't know if has it been said publicly that like there was another celebrity that's no longer with us that was taking shots with a door guy on his 21st birthday.
Jeff Scott.
No, actually, no. Well, this is an interesting thing, and we should tell this
Oh,
story.
Robert.
One night,
Robin
Williams with
yeah,
Rick
yeah,
Ingram.
Rick
Robin-
Ingram has
Okay,
told
that
the story
night,
a million
that
times.
night, I'm witnessing that. I'm at the back door of the kitchen.
Robin freaked
With-
out when he saw Robert.
you know what? And
let me
here's
tell you
let
what
me
happened first.
please just for 1 second. And when he went in there, I thought it was Dennison O'Neill who asked him, "Do you know that guy? Do you know that guy?"
No, it was Ingram because Ingram was like, "Hey, do shot." He didn't realize he was on the wagon.
Well, he saw him and he flipped out. And I know because I had seen Robin Williams before doing impressions of Robert Abrevaya. And so he knew who he was.
Yeah.
And I've always looked at that moment. It's like that's just showing here's a guy that never got past level 1 of stand-up comedy.
Right.
And this is the benchmark because he was here when Robin Williams was here.
That's what I mean. He was here a long time.
But he got 2 spots a week here. I'm serious.
Earl, they're not real spots. He
I
didn't
don't
get
know
paid,
about that.
and he had to go on at the very end of open mic.
Some
the very
comics
end.
go
heard-
for that.
To
I
2
heard
to 3 in the
Mitzi's-
morning sometimes.
I heard Mitzi's philosophy was it would get the people to leave.
100%. You could have set the room on fire
That's
unless
why
people
Robert
would have
was
left.
put up in the end.
Okay, so back to
So
that night.
As Robert
Abrevaya-
Williams and Rick Ingraham are taking Rick Ingram's birthday shots in the
Right.
kitchen, I am in the back at the kitchen door. I am filming Robert, and I have to address the fact that he suggested more. So I was screaming at Robert that I didn't believe he had a penis. If I would have thought he had a penis, I didn't talk to him. I only like girls. I will not be sexual with you if you bring this. Like, I was screaming insanity just to get him to never allude to anything
Wow.
again. And in the distance, I see that happening. And then they invite me to go smoke weed with Robin Williams.
Can you send that clip to his
I
family?
felt terribly.
Well,
I didn't know he had a penis.
I don't know if
So
I explained
you're
that
saying
properly.
you just treated him as if he didn't have a penis, so that
And
you
I let
could
him
have
know.
a relationship.
Yeah, I
of
was
sorts.
very clear. I wasn't.
Yes or no,
cock-teased him.
Eleanor? Did you ever have sex with Robert William?
I have
Abrevaya?
not had sex with
Yes
Robert.
or no? You couldn't answer
I'm
it that
sorry.
way.
Yes. I
You
mean,
did?
no. No, the equivalent of that was, what was that movie? Kingpin?
Yeah.
Where she came, she came. That's the same thing. That lady. Fucking that lady or fucking Abrevaya. It's
Well,
the
I mean-
same thing.
Or Francesca
Are
Hilton.
you talking about?
God, she had bad BO toward the end.
I remember
Because she was
at one point
decomposing.
Do you mean
she
Sandra
would always tell me
Bernhardt,
No.
No.
she would always
King
tell
of Comedy?
she would always tell me that she liked
Wrong movie.
Kingpin.
Zach movie, but it's a different movie that she was talking about.
I bought her a burger at Swingers the night before she died.
That lady?
No, Francesca Hill.
Oh, my fault.
We're talking about Robert, but anyway, with Francesca
We're really
Hilton,
on the same page.
I would always
smell.
tell her, she'd always tell me that I really like this Brody guy. I go, you really got to push that. You know, he likes
yeah.
baseball. He likes baseball. I can get my own tickets, he said to me.
She had some nice tits.
She was
Earl.
very sweet to me.
Yeah, she was not
so
horrible looking.
nice.
Toward the end, a little rough. But.
She was going to take me to
that
the
waddle was tough. That waddle was tough. She'd come at you.
You are right.
She tried to fight Katie on the patio.
No.
Oh, so funny.
Why? What happened?
Katie Seabury and Francesca Hilton going out. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this? Who's this girl? Eleanor, do you know this girl? I can't do Francesca because I can't. She would do like a butch.
Yeah,
She did
yeah.
have like a deep kind of voice. Eleanor, tell that fucking big-titted whore I'll knock her fucking losing it. Oh, I don't know what they fought over. I don't know what happened. And Francesca's going, you believe this? And I'm like, you need to go away from her.
I really thought this was going to end with something about Abrevaya.
How about we all say a nice word
you're
about
right.
him?
Okay, how about that? We go around and we all say something nice.
Anyway, my plugs are at Earl Skakel.
You go first, Earl.
Well, you know, it's one of the reasons I love the Comedy Stores. We can shit on each other, we can make fun of each other, but he was family. And how many times did all of us go in and watch him when we were probably tired?
When he got beat up by somebody downtown L.A.
You would have killed him if you.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what this guy looked like. Because I just thought, wow.
Somebody really beat him up?
Yeah,
Like you just
but I'll
angered
bet you.
me right now.
Oh, I see that Nazis follow me. I'm Nazi, you motherfucker.
His
Can you
friend
imagine
told me that is why he didn't get to. Robert believed that is why he didn't get to take over for Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show because he was beat up in downtown on the day he was supposed to go to the show.
I don't
Okay,
know if I
so if
believe
you
that.
finish, if you,
That's not
Yeah.
true. But
yeah, I don't.
I said that's what he believed.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine like a Crip gangbanger
That's what he
trying to
told his
rob
friend.
him?
Right.
Yo, motherfucker, give me your money.
No, you're right. Oh, I see the Nazis are
I
deep
can't
voodoo
believe he
conspiracy.
survived in Skid Row.
It is pretty
Oh,
impressive. I was down there
1980 till
once.
2013.
I mean,
It
shout
was
out
just
to
devastating.
Governor.
So what's
I
your
went
one thing
into
that you're going
his
to say nice
apartment
about him?
before. I went into his
So
room.
it's too many people talking. So you went into his apartment, and what was it like?
a Roach Motel.
just how you thought it would be.
There was a postcard, a cue card with words, "Thou shalt not spill your seed," stuck to the wall with what I don't know.
Semen.
Yeah, but it was seed.
Toothpaste, because
No,
he
that
wasn't
was-
using it for anything else.
There was one little sink. I mean, it was a cool fucking hotel. I mean, it was no. I mean, like vintage, like. I mean,
You're
it was
saying
another
was
world.
A
It was
cool
like
hotel at one point.
crazy. Well, the Ding Dong Show had a movie that will never see the light of day.
It's on YouTube though.
And
The
for that-
clip of it, right?
There,
Is this the one that Danish and O'Neill directed?
No, this is like
That
a
was
like with
TV
the
thing.
guy with the messed up head. Who's the guy? He had like half of a head.
I don't
Half
think
of
there's
a head.
anything of this
You
movie
mean
on
I'm
Brian
telling you.
Cosme?
No.
Big Dog.
Yes, Big Dog.
Never again.
With
never
that.
again. Never going to be anally raped again.
But he
Bitch
was
ass
in
had no
YouTube.
class. Should've
There's a
never-
video of the Ding Dong Show with like Big Mama and Big Dog, and you guys pick up Cosme in Bakersfield or
That
something.
was the Adult Swim Super Deluxe 4 shorts.
Here's the crazy
that
thing.
was after.
After this whole
movie.
thing, they didn't want to buy any more.
That's so weird.
But for the movie, I went down with a camera guy and did Robert's interview for the Ding Dong movie in his place.
Okay.
And
Well, I'd love to be
Wow.
that camera guy.
I mean, this is
I saw him
Just
like a couple weeks
Probably
ago.
still there.
no. I saw him we saw him
Yeah,
at
that's
the
right.
20th.
Was it Jim George?
He's moved on with his career.
Well, I mean, how could you move on after interviewing Bob in his
I
apartment?
see him at the
No,
big
here's the
Hollywood.
thing. We're talking about he passed away, and if he shows up on Monday, I'm going to be pissed.
He won't.
He has not called me back. I did not get. I was supposed to take him to the doctor's today. 9 a.m. today. I was supposed to drive him to the doctor's. It was very serious and very real.
And that was
he
what
was
was very
uncomfortable
sweet
for
about you.
4 weeks. He
Yeah,
was
you were very
uncomfortable
good to
for
him,
4
Mary
weeks.
Jane. You were
4
probably the only
weeks.
one.
I am devastated. I am absolutely devastated. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I have lost my mind or not. To drive down there once a month during the entire pandemic, and I had my mask on double, triple, I filmed almost every meeting with him, every time from starting in the Ding Dong Show. Like, seriously, in April, it's going to be 20 years. I don't even know how to deal with that. And Robert, I met immediately the first day. And I
Wow.
filmed so many, letting him smoke weeds, filming him, interviewing him. I don't even know what's there. Like,
Eleanor, you got
You're
to
gonna
say
put all
something
that out?
nice about.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe
it's my
so.
turn?
Oh, I
turn.
wasn't. I just.
Oh, Earl wasn't done saying something nice. Say
but
something
Robert
nice
was
about
so
Robert.
sweet. He like the last time I saw him, he was like, "God bless you." He had a new phone, and I drove down there just to put the new SIM card in. After like,
Ooh, I'd love to see that internet catch.
Listen,
A lot of .org sites. Well, he was family. That's the only
he
thing.
was family,
Like
and
Boone.
obviously you don't like your family, but go
I
ahead.
love my family.
Oh,
Why do you think I'm doing open mics in my mid-50s still? Thank God they were good with money. But Boone was family. We all love him. Like, he was very annoying.
Is it about Boone?
I know, but
have
I'm just leading
confirmation
up
of
to
the-
Bob.
yeah.
Bob was kind of annoying, and some of those sets were a little rough because it was a lot of the same material about Biden and stuff like that. But he was Comedy Store family, and I will miss him. I really mean that. Like, he hated me, but I deep down I
you
kind of
didn't hate him.
well, I,
I mean,
think
I know-
he understood your political roots more than you might.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I had no problem with the guy. He was just a guy trying to make it.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait, I'm sorry. It's time to
Ice
call
cream
Don to
truck.
make sure he's awake for his Comedy Store set. Sorry.
okay.
That's a look into the behind the curtain.
Okay, I like this.
Dice, I got a curtain for you.
Okay, you got to say something nice.
Okay,
though.
so Robert William Abrevaya. I will miss ducking the bad breath, but I will also. He was very sweet to me, and I did go out of my way to try to be nice to him because I felt bad. I felt like, especially when I was waiting tables here, a lot of people would pick on him. I don't know what happened to him about me that I became some whore that he would just shit on stage, but
You were
It happens
kidnapped
to
and
every
held
guy you ever get
hostage.
I'm not
close to.
saying I killed him. I'm
you
just
were
saying
kidnapped and held
Rectum.
hostage. It wasn't your fault. Eleanor, he came from a time where it's not a woman's fault.
Yeah.
She
not
could
a
be
woman's
kidnapped
place
and held
either.
hostage.
Yeah.
Best place
So-
is in the kitchen. Oh,
Like in his mind, he probably was in a full-blown relationship with you.
Well, that's not good.
and
but
then somebody held you
Will you
hostage.
go to his funeral?
You think there's going to be a funeral?
Yeah, it's a tent city
I
on
figure
Broadway.
He just turned to dust.
And here's his
wasn't
You think
fiance.
his brother
informed of
just let him
anything.
turn to dust
Uncle.
and blow away? in the
Here's
yard?
his-
Uncle?
Here's his fiance would like to say a few words about.
I
Here's
forgot to
Eleanor
ask his
Kerrigan.
friend what was happening to the.
The body?
Yeah,
Did you say
and
your next
then
thing yet?
I was.
I did.
my mom said that might just be cremated because it's cheaper.
I'll pay for the box. I mean, I was
Oh,
a
big
Paul Bearer.
Earl.
I got money. I was a Paul Bearer at Ralphie May's funeral. I'd like to be a Paul Bearer at Bob's funeral. It's going to be
Lot
a lot
less.
lighter of a casket. I'll tell you that much. God damn.
it my turn?
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
My turn. I literally, Robert William Abrevaya is the first human being that I saw that was really legitimately out of his fucking mind. And I became obsessed with him, and it led me to the world of Perry. Yes, we got a question.
I have a question because you said he's the first person you saw that was out of his mind, and Sam Kinison and Carl LeBeau are sitting in the audience. Both of them out of their mind.
Can you rank them for sanity?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I add a third name?
go
for your
ahead.
rankings.
Go ahead.
Oh. Okay,
It
sorry.
has something to do with the topic. R.I.P. Bushman. Can we get? They're in that same category.
He went to law school as well, I believe.
Bushman, where in Kenya?
We did the high. We did a high already.
We have a lot of lawyers in this building.
You guys missed it.
So I
Where
mean,
you go.
I put Bushman in that.
I gotta check the balls,
we
man.
need to get Kennison, Carl LeBeau, Robert. Who it's
gonna be hard to get
list,
Carl.
Okay, Kinnison and Carl LeBeau were crazy, but not the way Robert was crazy.
Okay.
Clinically, those other guys could get themselves together. Like, let's say you had a child, that you had to make child support payments.
Okay.
You really compared those
No,
guys?
I'm kidding. I'm just trying to be funny. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
but they were. But he was the first totally insane person that I saw, and I saw how that could be funny.
Well,
So that's when your inspiration for the
I wanted
Ding
to
Dong
get-
Show,
yeah.
aka like a shepherd
Right.
for
people that had the passion
handicap.
and the drive.
You
but
take
they
that
would
back
make-
right now.
retards.
They would have no chance
what's
of
the
making
word?
it in show business.
Special.
Special.
People with unique talents.
Thank you, Carl.
I really
you,
even
Earl. No,
still more think I've lost my mind.
No, I mean Big Dog. The guy was a talent.
I remember was it Big Dog that used to charge to hear him rap like $1?
He wasn't
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah. And I believe
did it to Dice at Pavilion
Boone
in
paid him
Beverly.
$1 to suck his dick, or vice versa.
Well, he also gave Hinchcliffe a working laptop because Tony showed him his dick.
Okay.
That's Boone, not Big
Yeah.
Dog. Big
Yeah.
Dog. I'm saying Big Dog.
we're
Oh, Big Dog
and
sucked
Boone
someone's dick.
had sexual
We're
something
trying-
over a cheeseburger.
Well, that's
and
a
yes,
visual- Oh,
Eleanor,
yeah.
he wanted $1 for you to rap, for him to rap.
How good was that cheeseburger?
Oh. Let me take a bath at your
The
house.
new cheeseburger came with mayonnaise.
If it's hard to follow this, everyone, these are real people. They mean something.
They are
They
real
are
people.
real-
They mean
real
something to no one except the store.
Can I just say, if I suddenly die, please do not do a tribute to me.
Oh,
This
we
was-
are going to tribute.
We could kill you right now and start it.
This
Wait
is
a
one
minute.
of.
What went wrong? Do you have a
Yeah,
what
what
went
did
wrong?
what did I
Give
do
us a little
wrong?
insight.
It started when Eleanor texted me and said there's going to be a tribute episode tonight for Robert William Abrevaya.
Because every guest said no, so we got to fill an hour and a half time.
It's just an hour, but we're over.
This is well,
Because
I mean,
there's so much to talk
but
about.
Bob
Robert.
deserves more than an hour.
Yeah,
I thought I
right.
was an honored guest because I was,
very friendly with Bob.
I
Yeah.
was his ally as much as possible.
I thought I was probably his best friend.
Don
that's-
did try really hard to keep him safe. Don and Dean took months and months
To keep
and
him
months
safe.
to get him new shoes because his shoe was flapping. He was walking around with no sole. They
That's
got
very
him work
nice,
boots.
Danny,
it
but
was
I'm not
months
falling
of
for
an
this shit.
elaborate scheme, plot, multi-level like mission, and they got the boots on him.
I offered him a sweatshirt one night when it was really cold, and he just walked away from me. So
Yeah, but
be
like,
cold.
you didn't take months and months and months to make sure to get that sweatshirt on his back for his well-being.
So let me ask John this. John, do you think you know Robert William Abrevaya better now that you've listened to this show?
I don't think I know any
why I
more
was
about it. This was one of the worst tributes I've ever heard.
Well, you know what? That's because you didn't know Abrevaya.
That's absolutely true.
William
What did you write
Bushman.
down? What did you just write down on the?
Worst tribute ever.
Yeah, I just wrote down. I wrote down Delete.
Delete.
What is Dalia? What?
Whoa.
Delete.
You would delete this?
No.
Eleanor, in some seriousness, would you like to hear a little bit of his resume if you weren't aware of it?
I thought we already heard it.
I'm good, but I mean, if you want to, but I'm good.
Okay, we don't have to.
Okay. Should we wrap it up? Yeah,
No, let's
wrap
keep
it up.
going.
Don
Let's keep going.
has a spot. Mary Jane just woke him up. Her alarm went off. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
don't
wanna-
know.
Well, again, I get stuck in
he
a show that
made
I don't
friends
have a
with
chance.
a kitty in his backyard in November.
That's amazing.
His last video was his song "Happy High."
Okay.
All right.
Wait,
Can they look this up on YouTube or something somewhere?
His YouTube is
I remember the address was always tough when he'd give it out at the end of shows.
no. Well, I
Colon
fixed
back-
that.
Why don't you have him look at yours?
Yeah, go to Mary Jane's and then they can lead to Robert's.
Yeah, well, I did my last official show with him was Mary Jane, a co-show, the Mary Jane show and the Robert William Abrevaya show discussing Comedy Store's 50th, and that's on Mary Jane's History is the YouTube channel.
Okay.
And Robert has a bunch more crazy stuff.
And that's
It's
fine.
Robert
He does.
William
They can
look it
Abrevaya.
up.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they can find it.
They'll find it. Robert William.
It's Robert William
Abrevaya.
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 Guys, thank you so much for coming and
Can I
talking
push anything from me?
Absolutely, go for it.
I see that what this has done with your bad attitude towards me and John's bad attitude towards me.
I
does
rubbed
everything-
off on him. It's really my fault.
Don, you're my favorite.
Now, okay, you made me feel like shit here. I'm talking about a real person. John decided, let's mock this fucking
What do you
thing.
mean? You asked
I
me.
thought it was terrible. You can, by the way, nobody mentioned the entire time that I'm trying to set the world record for the most different T-shirt.
Don, you wore that shirt already.
No, I didn't.
Is that Andy Dick on the cover?
No,
Who is that?
this is from Ray Stevens, The Streak.
The Streak. Fastest thing on
yes.
2 feet.
Oh, yes, they call him The Streak. Ray Stevens, when The Streak was a big song, a big movement in the
Okay.
world. You don't know. But
I don't. I really don't.
All right, well, listen, thanks for making me feel like shit.
So where the Ding Dong Show every Monday night.
Every Monday night, and thank you. I'm sure people will be lined up around the block.
Don't you have a podcast?
Not really anymore.
Oh, okay.
Follow him on his Instagram, Simply Don1.
The number.
Simply
The
Don
number.
Podcast is going to come back.
The podcast
But we
will
have
come
the,
back.
but we do have a Twitch channel that every Monday we have the Ding Dong Show on there. If you're
That's
not here in
great.
town.
Twitch.tv/Simply Don the Twitch.
Okay.
All right, I want to thank everybody for embarrassing me.
Thank you.
And I feel
Earl.
Oh, the
you have
pleasure
something
was
to
mine.
I have
plug,
one
Earl?
more thing
Yeah, I
to
got
plug.
something to plug.
Hey, Earl,
forgot.
get that out of me.
An open micer in about
Whoa.
20 minutes.
What are you plugging?
Roast Battle. I'll give you a crash course into business. At Earl Skakel everywhere, including TikTok, and here at the Comedy Store a couple times a week,
Simply Don 1 on almost everything.
Very nice.
and the Comedy Store Wrestling Podcast.
Oh,
which-
yes. There you go, Earl.
John
I knew
is
you
the-
had a
There we go.
podcast. Two
Yeah.
podcasts you have, but
And the
inappropriate.
podcast that they wanted me to be doing for quite a while here.
And if you want more Robert William Abrevaya stuff,
We
I am
don't.
going to do a video tribute.
on Twitch,
so
right?
I will this Saturday, but I don't know if this show's going to be out by then. But
It'll
won't.
be out tomorrow.
it will.
Really?
Yeah.
Then
Debatable.
Saturday, Twitch.tv.
Wait a minute,
Simply
hold
Don
on.
the Twitch.
Excuse me, Mary
We want to
Jane.
get
5
this out.
p.m.
You're
Mary
not going
Jane
to put this
show.
out?
We're not going to get visibility because it's already midnight in New York, so we might have to release it Saturday or Monday.
Yeah, let's release it Super Bowl Sunday right at kickoff time. I'm sure.
By the
people
way,
If
I'm-
you want to
I'm
learn
almost
more,
wondering-
follow me.
I almost wonder, do you think, and I'm going to bet on this if they will they have a moment of silence for Robert Abrevaya at the Super Bowl?
Interesting.
maybe at the Puppy Bowl.
It's not basketball. He's a basketball champion. 15.9 point guards per
That's
game.
true. LeBron did give him a shout
What's
out
a
last
point
night.
guard?
What's a point guard?
And why does the producer
15.9
start?
point guards per game.
Yes.
Point guards are people.
Well, he's a producer like Diddy Combs. Gets involved in everybody's song.
I'll say, Diddy Combs.
All right,
Did
listen.
it. All right, thank you
He
guys
ran
for
for
listening. Like, subscribe to Earl's podcast, Don's podcast, the Comedy Store podcast, all the podcasts on the Comedy Store Network, and check out my website because it has dates on it.
Oh, by the way, my
Eleanor J. Kerrigan
One of the I've opened for
got
her.
lots of dates coming up.
I've opened for her, and then I
Be
did
cool.
comedy. Hello. She is amazing
Hello.
live, like better than 99% of those.
Oh, thank you.
on my new
Earl.
fans only
Very
page,
sweet.
I have a nothing but a foot fetish page where I try on shoes and different
Oh,
socks.
that's so hot, Danny, and
And
different socks.
If you email me at eastskakel@AOL, I'll send you a dick pic free of charge.
There you go. You heard it here.
You would send it here if I asked for one.
Yeah, I think
By
I
the
already
way,
have it.
I have. I was looking at pictures the other day. And I've got one of these pictures of you bending over on the original room stage where your dick was.
All right,
between
thank you guys. Have a good one.
Different era, man. You can't do that.
Be cool. Cut.